anything out of balance will cause imbalance and can cause precipitate heart disease. So somebody who is, for example, not used to exercising and suddenly goes to a gym and starts exercising aggressively can be harmful, because there might be a vulnerable plaque. Vulnerable plaque means the plaques are not severe, the blocks are not severe, but they have a very thin membrane which is covering the blockages, and these blockages can get ruptured. So when we see sometimes we see somebody who's running a marathon, and in the last lap they develop a heart attack and they suddenly succumb and die, or sometimes they have a massive heart attack. It's because their blocks are not severe, but they have a vulnerable plaque. Vulnerable plaque means which is very thin layer covering the block, and it can get a crack, and it can it can cause clot formation. Like when we get a cut, we get a blood oozing out and it forms a clot. Similarly, the internal arteries also, when they get a crack and there is a block underlying, the material oozes out, it forms, the blood gets a clot, and this causes a heart attack. So the number one thing is never overdo things. Whenever you are building upon an exercise program, go slow, gradual, and if you are going into extreme be under somebody's supervision. Now, coming second to supplements. So there are some certain supplements which are completely unhealthy, like steroids and all those kind of supplements. But then under the supervision of a proper dietitian, if somebody is going into a good bodybuilding, wants to build up the muscles, and they need to take the protein supplement, they should consult a good dietitian, and the sourcing of the proteins and all can be done from a good source. So there are, if you sit with a good dietitian, they can suggest you that even your food, if done properly and if taken in the right amount and the right things, it will provide all the nutrients which you need, and you may not need to add the supplements from outside. So these things are very important. Sometimes we overdo, and then that's the problem which happens. So go slow, go gradual, take supervision if you are going into extreme sports, and that's how I would suggest.